Hello and welcome to Vintage Movie Nights. I am Joe. With me as always is Ryan. And tonight we're going to be watching the recently dropped Happy Gilmore 2 official trailer from Netflix. So we watched the teaser trailer and we had a pretty deep conversation, I think, about comedy and its lack thereof comedy. But going into this, Ryan, do you have any hope? Do you have any hopes for Happy Gilmore 2?
Well, I hope it gets me more excited than the last one because it was okay, and I do want to see it, but you got to have that anticipation. And if this is the official trailer, which I didn't even know had dropped until you texted me, so I have not
Well, I'm on
watched
top
this.
of it.
I have not watched this, and
Me
I'm
neither.
curious to see because that last one, what was that? Was that a teaser? Because it
It was
kind
a
of
teaser
showed
trailer.
it showed kind of a lot of stuff. So I'm
Yeah.
curious as to what this one shows.
I anticipate this is the last trailer. Sometimes there'll be a second trailer that comes out, but I suspect this will be the last trailer. I hope it's the last trailer until the movie comes out. I'm ready to see the movie and react to it. And guys,
All right.
so this is a little different for us. So it's earlier than bedtime for my family. So there's a chance you might hear some random noises and screams and dogs barking and children fighting and just yelling and shouting like you would normally hear in a household with a 7-year-old. So
Dogs.
yeah, the dog. You already hear the dog in the background, so I'll try to do my best to edit that stuff out. But
All right.
yeah. So anyway, with that, let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, Happy Gilmore trailer 2. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
My name is Happy Gilmore. 30 years ago, I decided to give golf a try. But even when you're at the top of your game, you can always shank one.
Oh yeah.
Gilmore talks.
Oh, eat a bag of chips! How are you going to put Vienna through ballet school? It's $75,000 a year. That's 4 years. That's 333 grand.
That's terrible math, Johnny. It's 300 grand. I wouldn't even know where to start.
Let them see the happy I fell in love with.
Come on, you got to do it, Dad.
All right, let's go. Let's go get him, Dad.
But I'm not the chick.
I know how to do it, Dad. Let's go.
What the hell is happening?
Happy Gilmore is breaking in yet another caddy he just met.
All right, we're going to go. See, but you bring those. Those always come. All right, that's it. They got a strap if you want to use the strap.
Happy Gilmore didn't have things flowing on the first go.
Check out the name tag, grandson. You're in my world now.
I got you a little something there, Pop. Everyone is talking about comeback kid.
Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore. Happy Gilmore.
We've been watching you play, Mr. Gilmore. So inspiring.
My dad loved you, man. I am so sorry.
Give him here. I got some Gorilla Glue.
Remember the happy place I went to? You go to yours.
Oh my God, Rory.
Bingo. You stole my life from me. Why would I want to steal the life of somebody who eats pieces of shit for breakfast?
Okay. July 25th. So, what's your takeaways?
I mean, that was kind of funny.
I had moments.
It had, yeah. I'm trying to think back, when we talked about, the comedy is dead. I think this is what kind of led to that conversation.
I think it still holds true, by the way. I'm going to say that here in a second, but go ahead.
Yeah, no, it does. I mean, that's a charming trailer. There's definitely a lot of nostalgia in it.
Yeah, there's a lot of returning characters. You like to see that. Shooter McGavin. We get to see him on this trailer. We see the dude that gets the nail in the head. And
well, I think that's a different actor. Maybe that character's son or something. But yeah, you can see the guy there.
Yeah. Chubbs is obviously dead, so that's why.
Yeah, Kevin Nealon shows up in it. Julie Bowman is obviously still returning as the love interest. Ben Stiller as the evil
Yep.
guy.
You're in my world now, Grandpa.
Right. I don't know where to place this. Like I liked it better than the last trailer. I'm still not
For
kind
sure.
of like, oh my god, you know?
Yeah. So I really want to watch. I really want to like this, and we're gonna watch it
Yeah.
when it drops on the 25th.
We
We'll
will.
watch it here, and we'll do
For
a
sure.
reaction, and
For sure.
we'll find a way to get that reaction out as quickly as humanly possible. But that all being said, I want to really like this. I want to be really excited for this movie because I loved Happy Gilmore 1. I thought it was great.
Right.
And I think there's some moments in here that like make you laugh and whatnot. But for me, I'm to be completely honest, I feel like it's just it's a deviation from the first with trying to rely on that nostalgia. With the deviation, I mean, it's not a slapstick comedy ridiculousness. I feel like it's a family movie. Is what it feels like. I feel like he's made a family movie that has got the Happy Gilmore 2 title on it. And maybe that's what he's going for as an adult, and it makes sense, and he's all grown up and matured, and that's what the whole story is going to be about. But
Well, to go back to a movie that we've watched, we watched several months ago, earlier in the year, we watched Beverly Hills Cop, and we both enjoyed it.
yes.
And we have not watched any of them since, and maybe we will. We'll get back to that. There was maybe a plan to do something with the new one. That
There
came out
was,
some
but
months
you know,
ago.
somebody jumped the gun on that.
Well, it's old news now. I remember liking the second Beverly Hills Cop, and maybe we'll watch it on this channel at some point. That one was pretty good, and it did well at the box office. And then we get to part 3, which I think I've seen one time. And there's a joke in the new Beverly Hills Cop movie, which I jumped the gun on, as Joe said, where he's in the Beverly Hills police station, and the guy's reading the police reports of him in Beverly Hills, and he says, "You were here." He says, "You were here in '84, and again in '87, which I think was when the sequel came out, and again in '94." And then he double takes, "Not your best moment," because Beverly Hills Cop 3 was not that good. And I'd have to go back and watch it, and maybe we will.
Yeah, I think we should at some point.
But I remember thinking that the third one was kind of dull. There wasn't a lot of comedy in it. And I read a trivia fact about part 3, which did not do very well. And that Eddie Murphy had this idea in mind. And don't hold me to this. Don't go crazy in the comments. Research it.
Or do.
'cause
Doesn't matter.
I
Make
didn't
him feel bad.
Yeah, I didn't research it before this, but just what Joe said about maybe in this movie we're going to see Happy Gilmore being older and more mature. There wasn't a lot of comedy in Beverly Hills Cop 3 because Eddie Murphy was telling the director and the producers, well, Axel Foley is grown up in this. He's mature.
Right. He's grown up. Yeah.
I could see from a character standpoint, okay, but then why are you doing the movie then? Nobody
exactly
cares about, Anyway, that was just a last minute thing here that I thought of based on what you said there, Joe. And if we get that in this, what is the point?
Right. I want young,
know.
silly, happy, who's maybe lost his way and, is still playing golf. And honestly, I will say this. We saw a hockey stick in this. At least there was a hockey stick and the Bruins jersey, right? But the whole point of Happy Gilmore, the very first one, was a guy who was desperate to be a hockey player, who knows how to hit a freaking crazy slap shot, tries golf, and is better than everybody else. Which is, by the way, somebody who's golfed before. That's ridiculous. It doesn't matter how hard you hit, but the freaking golf is hard.
It's not supposed to be realistic. It was just like, what a great concept to combine hockey and golf and make this silly, stupid, ridiculous.
And he's going around punching people, and he has that like edge to him, and he fights Bob Barker, and he's angry, and he has to get help to get better, and you know what? All of those things are, and then he has a mentor in Chubbs in his happy place, right, with his love interest in her black skimpy outfit, and then and with the slot machine and his grandma playing. I mean, all of it, right, was great.
Right.
And I hope we see some of that like edgy return, because comedy is. I mean, the funny moments, like he falls down or he gets hit in the balls by the club. He doesn't even look like he swings. He actually looks aged in this. Even the way he like swings almost looked a little bit aged to me.
And you should have that in there. I mean, he is Adam Sandler is much older.
Yeah.
I just think you're treading on some really sacred territory here. We talked about people who have ranked the Adam Sandler movies, and I haven't watched any of those videos. Maybe we'll do one on our channel here. But Happy Gilmore, you would rank that near the top. I mean, I think when you look at just the overall critical consensus and the audience liking it, I mean, I don't know. Maybe The Wedding Singer. I mean, that's another one from that era that most people like. That one would maybe
Billy
be
Madison
number
probably
one.
falls in there as well.
That would be up there too. But I just think Happy Gilmore had a charm to it. Where
it was
maybe
very special.
Something like Billy Madison didn't quite. I mean, it was stupid. It was silly. It would
like,
rank up there in his comedies. But I think The Wedding Singer and Happy Gilmore had this charm that everyone just liked. Those are like his top two movies, in my opinion, having not rewatched any of
Even
them.
like a movie like 50 First Dates didn't have that crazy slapstick. It was a romantic comedy.
That one too.
To me, like you put that like let's say against Waterboy, and Waterboy is a decent movie, but it didn't have it had some charm, but not like that. Waterboy is that sports silliness like Happy Gilmore, but it didn't have the charm that Happy Gilmore had.
There was that, to use that word charm again, I think 50 First Dates too, that one for sure. But when you talk about peak 90s Adam Sandler, I think The Wedding Singer and I think Happy Gilmore is just that comedy with a little bit of heart to it. We'll see what happens here.
Adam Sandler's had been a while since he's put out. I mean, there was a basketball movie he did that I heard was pretty good. Like it was a more serious movie.
Yes. What was that?
I can't remember the name of it, but I know that one was more. I didn't see it, but I've heard it was more serious. At least that's how it was critically taken. And then you have like the murder mysteries. Those were just okay. The second one I didn't think was very good. The first one was decent. And then there was another one with.
He's done a lot of Netflix stuff.
He's got a deal with Netflix, and so he's got a lot of movies.
Yeah.
There's one other Adam Sandler movie before we wrap this up that I really like that I think of that has a heart and a story and comedy, and that's the movie Click. I think the movie Click might be for me but that's not Heyday Happy. That's like a little bit down the road.
Yeah.
That's in that 50 First Dates for me was a truly great movie just because of.
Again. I know I've seen
just
it, but it's been
the
a while.
story, the heart, the moments of just like make you actually kind of cry throughout it and like think about life and wanting to fast forward and skip parts of your life. But all that being said, I don't know, man. I'll be honest. Like I'm gonna watch it. I'm excited to sit down with you and watch it. I have a little bit of hope it's gonna be funny, but I'm not convinced.
Yeah,
that's just my take. I'm not convinced this is gonna be that great.
I mean, I'll say, and Joe will get mad at me here because you didn't watch it. The new Beverly Hills Cop.
God damn it!
that was good. I really enjoyed that. But this is a pure comedy, whereas Beverly Hills Cop, it's a comedy.
Yeah.
That's a comedy series. But that's also an action movie.
It's an action movie. I think it's really action first. Comedy is to help make it fun. It's a fun action movie. It's like
the action
Lethal
held
Weapon
up
in those other movies.
Yeah, the action held up. And the comedy was good in it, but here it's just we're looking for some '90s comedy again. A good one to compare this to, and I think it's even been a while since this sequel. And I don't know if you watched this. This was long before we decided to do this channel. Was the sequel to Dumb and Dumber, Dumb and Dumber 2, which my wife and I
good,
watched,
right?
Is all right.
I didn't like Dumb and Dumber 1, so I don't know that I would have liked Dumb and Dumber 2.
Okay, so I'm a fan of Dumb and Dumber.
But at least I don't recall liking it. But
we watched it. We kind of laughed. It just didn't have that same whatever made Dumb and Dumber special.
Didn't
was
have
not
that same spark, right? Let's just call it that same spark. That same
spark.
And that's the thing. And that's what makes sequels so hard. Is that the first time like we talked about this with Jurassic Park. The first time you see it, it's special. But when you redo that same trope, it loses. It's really hard to do, and there's not many great sequels out there today. And so we'll see.
Not to comedy. I mean, you look at a movie,
comedy.
Look like The Hangover Part 2, a Hangover special movie.
It's very
That's
special.
one for the ages.
Yep.
Part 2, okay, it's funny, but so what? It's the same thing.
Yeah,
Then they try to do a third one where they achieve in
it wasn't
doing
even
something.
funny. Just kidding.
They achieve it in doing something different, but
Yeah,
what are we watching here? You
but
know?
it wasn't The Hangover, right? It might as well have just been a whole different movie.
No. And I remember watching The Hangover Part 3 and thinking, this would be a good movie on its own. If you didn't connect this to these characters,
Right,
and you
right.
wanted to make an original comedy heist, like this is actually a pretty decent. But I'm watching it with these guys, and it just doesn't.
Probably
work.
the fact it had those guys wasn't as good.
Makes
but,
it worse. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I think we'll see. July 25th is going to come out. We'll watch it when it comes out. We'll try to drop it within a couple of days of it coming out. Hopefully, we'll see if we can do that. But guys, if you're new here and you haven't done so, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It does help us. We're trying to grow this channel. We're doing some new things. Don't worry, we are still going to watch vintage movies. Those will still be a thing. Days of Thunder is in our editor's hands right now. I'm working on Falling Down. So we've got a couple of movies coming, and then after that, we've got a huge queue of movies like JFK, War Games, Superman 1, Superman 2, Ninja Turtles 1, Ninja Turtles 2. But in addition to that, we're also working on doing more of a movie series. So we're going to watch all the Superman, we're going to watch all the Ninja Turtles, and we're even working on another little project for this channel where we're going to sit down and do something different, which we'll share later. In fact, I was in the middle of watching it tonight when I shifted over to this. So with that, guys, I got to get to editing so I can get this thing out for you guys tomorrow. So if you're new here and you haven't done so, hit the subscribe button. Throw up those thumbs if you like this. Tell us in the comments below, are you excited for Happy Gilmore 2? Do you think this is something that's going to be any good, or are you like us who are maybe a little bit worried about one of your favorite movies just falling flat on the secondary, So until next time, guys, cheers.